I talk about the inner city rail. I talk about heritage railways. I talk about commuter rail. In this town, Lord, I talk about light rail. I've been rejected and kicked around. I'm being tested when I'm down. Got my mind on a brighter day. Another ride on another highway. I talk about heavy rail. Walking for miles, talk with the strangers I meet along I talk about freight rail. Everybody got something to say, alright. But nobody really looks me in the eye. Well, I talk about buses on short distances. They all turn their heads and long distances. Welcome to TransporTalk. Hi, it's Jonathan, and welcome to my second introductory book for TransporTalk. Today we'll be going over some basic terms relating to trains. There are plenty of terms that you need to know in order to understand the rest of my series, as well as the other books in this introduction. These terms range from the vehicles themselves, to the lines they run on, to the equipment on the vehicles. Now, let's begin with this book. In this chapter we will be talking about some basic rail transportation terms. Rail transport is a mode of transportation for passengers and cargo using vehicles that ride on tracks. These vehicles are called rail vehicles or rolling stock, and combined they make up a train. The networks that these trains run on, as well as the company that operates them, are called railways, or in the United States, railroads. Many of these trains are made up of locomotives, which haul the train, and unpowered railroad cars of varying purposes that are hauled by the locomotives. There are also multiple units, which are basically railroad cars that can propel themselves and be used alongside other multiple units, eliminating the need for a locomotive. The fact that multiple units can be used alongside other multiple units is why they are called by that name. Most multiple units are passenger cars, although there are a few rare examples of multiple units for freight usage. We'll cover the different types of powered and unpowered rolling stock in the next two chapters. But for now, we have some more terms to cover. A place where trains stop to pick up or drop off passengers or freight is called a train station. They are also called railroad stations, railway stations, or depots. Passenger train stations that are so small trains only stop when there are passengers at the station are called request stops or flag stops, a term also used for buses. When used for freight service only, they are called goods stations or freight yards. In general, a railroad yard is a large series of tracks located just off the railroad line, meant to store and sort railroad cars. This process of sorting cars is called switching in the US or shunting in the UK, and the locomotives that are involved in switching these cars are called switchers, shunters, and several other names. These switchers aren't very powerful, with many modern switchers generating somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 horsepower, or 1,100 to 1,500 kilowatts, and older switchers generating even less, but have a high tractive effort, meaning they can pull heavier cars quicker. After switchers, we have just 4 terms left to go, all of which are lights that feature on railroad equipment. At the front of pretty much all locomotives and multiple units are at least one headlight, which, like on roadway vehicles, is a powerful light at the front of the vehicle, meant to make sure people can see the train coming. North American railroads are also required to include ditch lights, which are lights that flash alternately when the locomotive or multiple unit is sending its horn and bell. 2 safety features that I imagine you already know about. Ditch lights are largely a thing in North America, where they have been mandatory since December 31st, 1997. Though from the 1930s until then, the flashing lights that were common on North American locomotives are oscillating lights that are usually mounted above the headlight. The major companies that manufactured them were the Mars Signal Light Company and the Pyle-National Company, who each manufactured these lights under the names of Mars Light and Gyralite, respectively. These names, and especially Mars Light, have become the generic name for these gyrating warning lights, and although they have faded out of use for locomotives built after the 1980s and 1990s, a few older locomotives still use them, and they've even seen some non-rail usage as well. The Mars Signal Light Company, now called Gyralite since 1991, currently manufactures Mars lights for emergency vehicles and loading docks, while Pyle-National's successor, Translite, has since moved into the destination board industry for commuter rail cars. I think that's enough basic terms for now. Now, on to the outro. While I was editing this video, I've done some further research into Translite, the successor to Pyle-National, and it turns out that it has in turn since been acquired by another company. At some point, Translite was acquired by the Finnish company Technoware, a company that also produces railroad headlights, interior lighting for both railroad cars and buses, and emergency vehicles. According to the Wayback Machine, the Translite website was last seen active on May 29, 2013, with the page redirecting to the website of Translite, a division of Technoware, by June 25, 2013, implying that the purchase by Technoware happened between May 29th and June 25th. Technoware still continues Translite's legacy of building railroad destination signs, including for the San Diego trolley. I didn't know that the manufacturer of my home city's trolley's destination signs was a descendant of the manufacturer of Gyralites. You can check out the Technoware website down in the description. Now, on to the outro for real. And now you know some basic terms relating to trains. This book will allow you to understand the rest of my books and Sleep Train 456 videos in general a bit better. In the next book, I'll cover the different types of powered rail vehicles, that is, locomotives and multiple units. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it. If you enjoyed this entire channel, subscribe to it. And if you want to know when our next video will be coming out, click the bell button after you subscribe. And I'll see you in the next book.